Welcome to the Scene Snob interviews with your host, Mick Manhattan. Please like and subscribe to our channel and follow us at the Scene Snob.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Scene Snob interviews, and today I am joined by a man that wears many hats, and I've been very excited to talk to him since we set this up. Yes, especially the very special hat that he's wearing today. He is a musician. He is a musical supervisor on one of the best shows of all time. Writer, director, producer, editor, actor. Like I said, many hats. So tonight I have Mr. John Brennan on the show. John, thank you so much for being on. I am so excited to talk to you and your iconic characters you've worked with in Troma and your music, which is iconic. I'm giddy, man.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me. This is a pleasure.
No, the pleasure is all mine. Trust me, because I am a huge fan of the show, The Last Drive-In. I'm a huge fan of your stuff on Troma. You're doing it all, man. And your music, we sing it around the house. My kids watch the show, and they love your music. So, I'll play it. I'll put it on YouTube, and we'll just play it. And we have some of your albums too. So it's like it works out on Alexa.
That's amazing. Just don't show them the song. Don't get that Coke in my dick hole. I think you probably got to be about 18, 16 to listen to that one. But the rest, I'm pretty sure. There's a couple of them that have the C word. We're not allowed to say that just because we're going to keep that off limits. We don't want to say certain words. But almost anything I do, I keep in mind for the children. But sometimes I have to cross the line because I am an adult after all. And these things are in my head and I need to get them out.
That one I might have to refrain from. You're right.
That one, yeah, there's a few. There's one about vagina. Wait until they're a little older, maybe 9 or 10 for that one.
Well, it's funny because like I said, I watched the old Monster Vision show with my 8-year-old. He's all into it. He loves Show Bob. He knows all of you guys, from the last
That's
driving.
Awesome.
And he got super excited because he's a big wrestling fan.
Oh, sweet. That's so cool.
Yes, and he saw that you performed with Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
And he was just like, oh, my God, you're interviewing him today. And he was just over the moon telling his friends about it and such.
Oh, no, now I feel terrible that I cussed already. I want to keep this kid friendly. The thing is, I've seen so many people sort of post their kids listening to that song and they're dancing and stuff. And I've said this before, but I was inspired to write the Joe Bob is Back in Town song by the Muppets. I wanted the Muppets to sing in celebration that Joe Bob was returning to the drive-in. And in my head, I've pictured like a graveyard next to the drive-in where all these like zombies, werewolves, all were dancing around, be like, Joe Bob is back in town. And of course, we don't have the budget for that, but that's what my inspiration was. So the fact that kids like the song lets me know that I was on the right path with it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I have to tune in. Again, I have it, and we talked about it on Twitter a little bit, but I have to tune in whenever they do the countdown, at least the last 2 minutes, because I have to hear your instrumental.
And I like to clear up that song. While I wrote Joe Bob is Back in Town, the acoustic version that people love, it was actually arranged and performed by a guy named Levi White, who worked with me at Troma. Who I found out was a classical guitarist, and he also does a lot of the guitar solos. He plays on Joe Bob is Back in Town, the original. So he's like a really, really great guitar player. I could play rhythm, but he's a lead guitar player, and the guy is like, he's the real deal. So everybody who's crying before the show starts, it's all due to Levi White and his beautiful picking fingers.
Well, it is gorgeous, but I love the theme song anyway. Like it's probably his best theme song on all his shows. Everything, wow. It's not probably, it definitely is.
Well, thank you. I'm a fan of Tearing the Heart Out of Saturday Night, and I wanted to get a little bit of that flavor in there. But thank you for saying that. I really appreciate that.
Absolutely, man. And before we get to The Last Driving, because I know we're both big fans, and you're on the show, and I'm definitely Mutant fam, and I want to talk about it. Cool. I want to talk about the music. Where did you start? You're going about 20 years.
I've been doing a lot of stuff for 20 years. So with the music, I kind of started to get really serious about it when I was in 6th grade because I was a big fan of heavy metal. It was the heyday of like Headbangers Ball and just like, just heavy music dominating the airwave, not dominating all the airwaves, but to me, that what was dominating my life at the time. And I had some older cousin who was really, really into metal and played guitar really well. And he would like share tapes with me and stuff. So I decided to get his guitar teacher to teach me, to give me lessons. And my parents got those for me. I did about 3 lessons. And then I got a C in social studies, and they took the lessons away from me. I could have been so much better at the guitar. But the thing was, that teacher taught me right off the bat bar chords. And the first 3 songs he taught me were Wild Thing, Louie Louie, which is there's the same song, just a different rhythm. And then R.I.P. Eddie Van Halen, the Van Halen version of You Really Got Me, like back and forth. So I learned those songs over and over and over again, and I would play them throughout the years. And then fast forward to, I think it was 10th grade or so, I got an acoustic guitar and a book of Beatles tunes with the open chords, and they teach you how to play them. And that's when I took off. That's when I started writing my own songs and learning Beatles songs. First song I wrote was called Barbecue Maniac. And I'm very proud of that song because even to this day, people still like it, and it's a crowd pleaser when I play it live. And I wrote it based on, the Ain't Nothing But a G Thing video.
Yes.
So there's one part that always stuck with me as a kid. It's like when the girls are playing volleyball on the beach or whatever, and there's like this either jib or something that comes down, and it focuses on the guy at the barbecue, and he turns around, and he has a gun in his belt in the back. I was like, who's that guy? So I wrote the song Barbecue Maniac based on him, and I named him Walker Jones. And that was like my first like explosion into like, oh, I can write characters and I can do this and that, and music can be funny and this and that. So yeah, that was where I started really. Although I will go back even further. I've said this before as well, that my first song I ever wrote was in kindergarten. It was called Jamie Poops All Day Long. She Never Stops Pooping. As Jamie poops all day long, she never stops pooping. And we did like fart solos, me and my friend Frankie. So that's the real beginnings.
And that, I'm sure Jamie grew up very well adjusted.
I wish I knew where she was. I would say, do you remember us harassing you with the song? We just had a crush on you, but it was like we were talking about your poop. I don't know what we were doing, but it's a good tune. I want to really record it one day.
That's awesome. Well, I mean, I can only imagine if you did it for the show, what movie you'd have to show for that one.
Oh, Solo. Yeah. I think you just jarred something loose, so to speak. And if we ever do Solo, we're singing Jamie Poops All Day Long.
Why? I'll be right there along with you.
Awesome.
Enjoy it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's an awesome story, man, and I love that. And you do. All of your music has such a cool story to it. It
Thank
does.
You.
I don't, and then I'm not. Can't simplify it because I'm no musician, but I want to say it's almost folksy, but with a lot more upbeat. You have that rock and roll tone. Yeah, everything else, but like it does have like a folksy storytelling jive to it.
Thank you. Yes, I'm very influenced by folk music. I'm very influenced by all music. I don't discriminate. There's something in every single genre, even techno, that I could get into. I mean, even the worst, and I feel like techno to me personally is the worst genre, but I still love songs in techno. Like, I don't know the name of it, but there was one that went beep, 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 or like Zombie Nation, I was at the Sound Factory in back in the day on Ecstasy, and when that song came on, I went nuts along with everybody else. And so to this day, I still have a special place. But yeah, it's like I just try to draw from every single element of music that I enjoy and try to put it in there. And I don't always write about me. I write about characters. It's almost like I'm writing movies in the music. You know what I mean? Or short stories in the music. Sometimes they're about me, and sometimes those are the worst ones because I can't get beyond the real emotion. When I'm writing about another character, I could escape into places that I've never been in my mind. You know what I mean? So,
but it just shows. Like there's again, like I can see all of those elements when I listen to your music because your website is called badtechno.com.
Yes, it is. And that's the website. I love the design of it. I've never changed it. My friend Marco Oliveira made it for me way long ago, and he made even an earlier version of it, but I just kept it. And there's videos on there that don't play anymore. I just love it. And the contact page doesn't even work, but it has the portals to like my Twitter and all that, and to my Bandcamp. So I keep it up, and I just like the old school, early 2000s like design of it. So
hey, I feel like there should be an app out there where you could do that, because I would love to have like something that does look like a GeoCities site.
Yeah, oh, it's so cool. It's coming back. It's everything gets a retro day in court. That's getting put on the docket for sure.
I think the best thing I've seen coming back, and I just saw it for the first time today, is what is it? The Lucky Charms company, and they do all those fun cereals that are coming out now are bringing toys back.
Oh, good. Wait, toys are gone in the cereals? They didn't have toys?
Yeah, they were gone for a long time. They weren't putting toys in.
Shows how long I haven't eaten a cereal with toys in it. Oh my God, really?
Out of everything, I have no idea. And out of everything I've told my kids, that was like the most unbelievable to them. Like,
so your kids have grown up without getting the prize in the box.
Nothing there for them. Nope.
That's insane. What the hell is the reasoning for it? Do they think people are? Is it poison? What is it? What's the?
Well, I can't. Probably. I probably offended somebody somewhere. But,
this
you never
earth
know.
sucks. We suck. Humans suck. You're taking toys away from children. Look, today is Columbus Day, and I'm going to say something. If you're somebody that was so offended by Columbus that you want to take a day off away from people, you're an idiot. I don't care if you have Kill John Brennan Day. If I get a day off for it, I'm happy. What the hell is wrong with people? They want to take your days off. They want to take your toys away. What's happening?
I thought the same thing, honestly. I was thinking about the very same thing earlier as I'm sitting on the couch editing. I'm like, wait. I mean, I get the Columbus and hating him, but I was like, but won't we lose?
Hate him all you want, but take the day off. Take the day off and think about how much you hate him. Like, what the fuck is the problem? Sorry, I'm getting a little excited about this, but because today, like, multiple people that I know are like, oh, I have to work today. I'm like, it's Columbus Day. Don't you have, like, sort of off? Isn't it sort of slow? No. People are doing stuff all day long. I said, what the hell is this? Luckily, I'm a trash bag, and I don't have a job right this second. But, hey.
My kid had to go to school, and I was like, wait, isn't it Columbus Day? I was like,
but my God.
They took the day off. They took the day off away from us, and I don't know why more people aren't outraged about that.
Okay, I understand that things happened in the past, and I understand, but take the day off and then contemplate it and use that day to reflect and teach. Don't use that day to then take, kids need days off. Those were the best days. Like Columbus Day was like one of the best days because you just started school, and then you have a day off.
Yep, I say it's fine. Like I said, get rid of Columbus. I don't care. But keep the day off and give it to somebody else.
Call it Kill John Brennan Day. I don't care. Just take the day off. And you know what sucks? They're taking fucking school days away. Snow days away now because Zoom. Yep. So that screw the internet too, man. That sucks.
Summer days too. Summers are going to start getting.
For real? Like how? What? They're just not going to give you summers off anymore?
A lot of states are talking about it. A lot of states are talking about bringing the summers down quite a bit.
We're screwed. We're done. The singularity in 2042 better wipe us the hell out, and that's it. I hope. I mean, no, I don't hope. I really hope we course correct and give the kids the days off because I had such great days off. It's whatever.
I mean, it's definitely going to be tough, but I mean, I think it's going to shift back the other way now that toys are back in cereal.
Yes, the toys are back in town. Good, we got the toys back.
and they're figures and stuff too, so that works. I mean, that's the type of thing you need. But nice. Absolutely, and one thing I wanted to kind of transition into the Troma world.
Sure.
Because I have a bit of a history with Uncle Lloyd myself, and was very excited. I follow your stuff, and I was like, and when he was on the show this year, I was just like, oh man, I haven't seen Lloyd in like 10 years, because I went to Full Sail down in Florida, and he used to come down quite frequently and show off movies, and like we would all work as PAs for him, well, interns. Uncle Lloyd has interns at first, but he
Observer volunteers is what they call them at Troma now. Legally, that's what they're called. Observer volunteers.
I remember when it was long, long ago, interns. But yeah, the one thing about Troma that was always great, it doesn't matter. Everybody starts from the bottom.
Oh yeah,
and everybody works their way up. He is one of the coolest guys in the world.
Oh yeah, he's great. I love him.
And evident by so many people that have come, yourself included, and like you direct, you write, produce all of this content for him. That's amazing. You've worked with some iconic characters, in the Troma world, and I kind of want to talk about that a little bit.
Sure.
So where did your beginning start when you
got into it? With Troma, I think I was actually talking to my girlfriend about this the other day. I was trying to get the years straight, and I believe I came to Troma at the tail end of 2013 as a volunteer editor. So I saw that Lloyd was putting stuff out on his Twitter about Return to Nukem High Volume 1, and I thought the trailer looked really good. And then he said, if you have scripts, send them to me. If you edit, contact me. So I did. And through that, I got in touch with his assistant and all that stuff. And then I had an interview. I showed them some of my stuff. And they said, yeah, you could edit here. Great. And then I started to do some of Lloyd's short, make your own damn movie lessons. Nice. He wasn't working on like the book or anything at the time. He was just still updating constantly his make your own damn movie universe. And I did a few good ones that I really dig. I hope they're still up there because they had a little trouble on the Troma YouTube page recently. But I did one that I was really proud of called Jason and the Art Go Nuts. And it was about Lloyd getting invited to like this art space in Brooklyn during the CMJ week. And these kids basically had him there. They probably paid him a couple of bucks to show up. And they showed Class of Nukem High. But the thing was, it was in like this really dilapidated art space, and they projected it on a sheet, and they forgot to bring speakers. So everybody had to huddle around a computer and like listen to it. And Lloyd, bless his heart, stayed. He did a Q&A. He's like the hardest working man in show business, but we kind of did like a thing basically explaining his night, and like things would happen, like the door was locked and they had to wait for an hour for the guy to show up. It was a whole thing. So that's basically where I started, was doing the editing volunteer. And then I was there for about 18 months on and off. I would go do other projects or whatever. And then they were looking for content for their YouTube page. And I pitched a show called Kabuki Man's Cocktail Corner, which basically turned Sergeant Kabuki Man NYPD into a drunken talk show host who was waiting for his sequel to happen and bitter basically that his sequel wasn't happening and jealous of Toxie in this. And we did a bunch of stuff. I mean, I actually have probably 12 episodes that we've shot that I still haven't even edited. And I have a master plan for it that's going to make it really interesting and come full circle. So Kabuki Man's Cocktail Corner, that was the big one that I did. And Lloyd let me play with one of his iconic characters just because he sort of was interested in the concept, and he knew that I was hungry. I wanted to do it, and that I wouldn't say I want to do this thing and never make it, because I'm not going to name names, but some people show up to Troma and they say they want to do all these things, and then they get the go ahead and they disappear. They don't do anything. They don't do. It's like almost fear of success or something. I don't know what it is, but if Lloyd says yes, just do it. Don't disappear. So I think he saw that, and his assistant left at the time, and he called me up and he was like, be my assistant, but you'll also be basically my producer as well, and it'll be a great collaboration. And I took a day to think about it, and I said, yeah, absolutely, let me do this. And then I ended up producing a couple of his movies, and the rest is history.
That is so awesome. And, I got to ask, because so many iconic characters. You even played the voice of Toxie.
Not only that, so this was the most official. I played the Toxic Avenger on Kevin Smith's show Comic Book Men on AMC. So that to me is like an official canon. Like when you're playing Toxie at Troma, at the Troma building, it's like everybody plays Toxie. It's like whatever. But I got to do it in an official capacity on TV. So I feel like that's sort of really official.
That is awesome. I did not realize that was you.
Was me. That was me, and I crushed the head, and we it was great.
And I am busting out the DVD. I have the Make Your Own Damn Movie DVD set, the box set, which I bought at Borders.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
How far back it goes.
Yeah. My work isn't on any of that, but it's on the YouTube stuff because he kept the series going. But yeah, with Toxic Avenger, Lloyd and I did a few cool things. We did a VR movie called Heart of Fartness, where Lloyd, basically what happened was Lloyd went to Panama, brought a Vixia, but his now son-in-law, at the time his daughter's boyfriend, brought a VR camera and gave it to Lloyd. And Lloyd took some footage in Panama of him like ziplining with the Toxic Avenger mask. And he came back to the Troma Studios and he was like, I want to make this VR movie. And he was like, can you figure it out? And I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know anything about it. So I made this and now I know I should have only made it 3 minutes long, but I made this 15-minute opus of and it's not really virtual reality. It's like 360. So you could look anywhere in the screen. Mm-hmm. And that should still be up on YouTube, I think. But that was really cool too. That was like somewhat like, we were calling it the Toxic Avenger 4.5. So in between Citizen Toxie and the next Toxie, whatever they make, this would be like the middle the mini sequel.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It was really fun.
Heart of Fartness.
Hearts of Fartness. Yeah. It was really good. It was like Toxie loses his like traumatons and he can't feel anymore. So he has to go to Panama to take these drugs to help him get back to fight crime. It's pretty good.
Oh, that's amazing. And that's what I love about Troma, the stuff they put together. It's a world, it's a universe. I mean,
totally.
It's as big as the Marvel universe and all that other stuff, but like much more intimate because it's been around forever. And like you just know these characters. Yeah. And the fact that you worked with Kabuki Man.
Yeah, Doug Sackman, who picked up the mantle from, I forgot the guy's name who played it in Citizen Toxie. But of course, the original was, what the hell is his name now? Man, I just got back from a weekend at the Mahoning Drive-In, so I'm a little foggy, if you know what I mean. Rick Gervasi? No, that's the guy from The Office. Shoot, what's the guy's name? Anyway, so there were three guys that played Kabuki Man now, and Doug Sackman is the third. I call him the Roger Moore of Kabuki Man, essentially, because he's like the most colorful. He's like the cartoon character version. And he's been doing it for 20 years. He did it on Troma's Edge TV, which was really cool. And now he's working on a official sequel, Kabuki Man Returns. So hopefully, best of luck with that. Hopefully that gets off the ground for him. But yeah, it's been a pleasure. I mean, we went to a lot of stuff. We went to the porn Oscars, the AVN Awards, 2 years in a row. Because of this company called Bad Dragon who makes these fantasy dildos. And they were just fans of Troma, and they brought me, Lloyd, Kabuki Man, all these people out, and we basically filmed on the red carpet. And you can see on Troma Movies YouTube, there's a red carpet karaoke where Kabuki Man sings karaoke songs on the red carpet of the AVN Awards with porn stars. It's really great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And it was Rick Gianazzi.
Rick Gianazzi, that's it. And then the second guy was Paul something. I don't remember, but they were all great. But like I said, they're almost like it's like the Bond people. So whoever the next great Kabuki Man is when Doug Sackman retires, you're out there. And if you're listening, good luck.
You are the Timothy Dalton of it all.
Yeah, we gotta get to the stoic Timothy Dalton Kabuki Man. Yeah, that would be great.
Oh man, I can only imagine who would jump into that role. It would be Timothy Dalton, probably.
Let's do it.
At this point. But and at the Mahoning Drive-In, huh?
Yeah,
so you went for Nightmare on Elm Street weekend.
Yes, I just went last night, and great place. I went there over last month, and we saw last night. Again, I'm foggy, but we saw Trick or Treat and the 1986 Trick or Treat. Great movie. I was watching that movie, and I think if it was titled Ragman, which is the title, I believe, in Germany, it would have been better because there's not a lot of tricking or treating in the movie. They mentioned Halloween once, and then it's like, I don't know, it's like electrical bolts coming out of like a metal guy. I don't know what's going on. It's a great movie though. And then we watched Freddy versus Jason.
Nice. Okay.
Which on second viewing, I only saw Freddy versus Jason once. And on second viewing, I liked it a lot better. But the first time I saw it, this is an interesting story. You got a minute?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
So I saw it in LA when it first came out. What was it, like 2005? When did that movie exit?
2 or 3.
Okay, so I had just moved to LA. I was with my roommate at the time, and we went to the Cinerama Dome, the famous Cinerama Dome at the ArcLight Cinemas. And we like to sit all the way in the first row. I'm talking like we're looking up at the screen. And we went to a 1 a.m. screening of it. And, smoking it, whatever we did. And I hear this guy behind me talking really loud. And I'm like, this guy's a little annoying. I don't know. It's kind of like just yakking it up, just won't shut up about movies. He's like, and one of the things he said is like, Remo Williams, the adventure begins, but it never continued. Just like these weird non sequiturs. And I'm like, who the hell is this guy? But I don't look. And then all of a sudden, this like Asian guy, a Japanese guy or whatever, comes over and sits next to me in my room, and he's looking around back at the theater. And all of a sudden, I see him go, "You!" And I turn around and I look. It's Quentin Tarantino sitting right behind us, like 2 rows behind us, with just one of his friends. And the guy's like, "You, everybody!" And Tarantino's like, "Don't tell everybody I'm here." He's like, "I'll talk to you, but don't tell everybody I'm here." And the guy's like, "Okay." And he starts to whisper. And he's like, he goes, "You make the Darkman movie, Darkman." And Tarantino's like, "No, that's Sam Raimi." And he's like, No, Dark Suits. He goes, "Oh, the Reservoir Dorks." And then the guy goes like this, "Robert Rodriguez is here. You're here." and Tarantino's like, "Yes, Robert's a very, very great director." And then finally he was like, "Who do you want to win?" And Tarantino was like, "I fear Freddy will win, but I want Jason to win." And in the end, they both, whatever. But it was a really funny experience to see somebody like flip out on Tarantino at Freddy versus Jason at 1 a.m.
And that's probably the only time he can go see that.
Yeah, but it was funny because like people were really, even at 1 a.m., like he went out into like the thing when we were leaving, like the whole place stopped him. It was just like he couldn't get out, immediately recognizable. So, but it was funny. It was funny to I actually sat in front of him in a couple of movies. One was Lost in Translation. Another time where I'm like, who the fuck is this guy laughing at every goddamn joke, even the not funny ones? Like, like Cape Fear, De Niro, like laughing it up. It was like that. And like, finally, I'm like, I got to get a look at this guy. It's Quentin Tarantino.
Of course it is. Because that's who listen, it's Bill Murray.
Who else would it be?
And if anybody's going to laugh at everything Bill Murray says, it's going to be Quentin Tarantino.
It's going to be Quentin Tarantino. Yeah, it was, but then that made me think it was a better movie. And then he ended up dating Sofia Coppola, I guess. So maybe she was in the audience too, and he wanted to get, butter her up or whatever.
That's probably it, honestly.
It could be it.
So yeah, how long did you live out in Los Angeles for?
A little over 8 years. I want to say 8.5 years. And I loved LA. I still love LA. I would love to get out there more often. I don't know. I just feel like my home is New York. I'll always be an East Coast person, but I just loved spending my 20s in LA. I had a great time. I didn't go away to school in college, so LA was sort of my extended collegiate experience, so to speak. And I was aspiring. I was trying to write and stuff like that, and I just never sold anything. But I was writing every day. I wrote like a dozen screenplays while I was out there, so I was productive. But I just never sold anything. So then I decided to come back here and see what was up. And that's when I got involved with Troma.
That's awesome. Yeah, I was out there for about 5 years myself in my 20s. And it's like a great experience when you're single.
So cool. Yeah. It's no responsibilities. It's like, and people say there's no culture out there. I totally disagree. I think there's plenty of culture. I think if you just have a car and you don't get wasted and you can drive, then you're fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you're drunk, you can't get anywhere. But
hey, it's
whatever.
part of the culture.
Yeah, it's true. It's part of the culture. And for anybody out there who's visiting LA, my favorite secret hidden thing maybe it's not hidden, but nobody really knows about it. It's called the Museum of Jurassic Technology. And I don't know if it's still there. It's in Culver City. Smoke a doob and go to the Museum of Jurassic Technology. It is phenomenal.
And make sure you stop. The best burger I ever had when I lived out in LA was right on Hollywood Boulevard. It was called Lucky Devils when I lived there.
Oh, I don't know that. What years were you out there?
I was out there from 2008 to 2000, beginning of 2012.
Okay, so we crossed over for 2 years, 3 years maybe. I was out there.
Yeah, I loved it, but when I went back to visit 2014, it was they named it Lucky's Tavern. It was the same exact place. They just changed the name.
Yeah, I don't know. They changed a lot of stuff over there. The Powerhouse, there was a bar there that was right across from the Hollywood Chinese Theater, and it was like a dive bar. It was one of the best bars in LA. And then I went in there, and it was all gussied up. It was all fancy. It was just garbage. I miss it. Yeah.
They just screw everything up.
Yeah.
That's the culture. They got to make it all spiffy and pretty, and it's come on, leave it alone.
Leave the Powerhouse alone and give us toys and our cereal. God damn it!
Those are our demands. Stick to them.
That's right.
But so I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure, and I think most fans aren't, because I tell people all the time, they don't film The Last Drive-In. And at that moment, it's not live. It's all pre-recorded.
I plead the fifth on all charges.
Well, can you tell me at least where they film? Do they film?
I can't tell you that. Oh, we film in Dallas.
Okay.
Okay. So the first marathon we shot in New Jersey in a studio that they shot a lot of the Ink Masters. And the first marathon that we did, the one that was 26 hours, whatever, 13 movies, the very first one, we shot it in a shoebox. It was like a small little thing that was in the Ink Master studio. It was like a little tiny thing. And that obviously did well. So Shudder decided to help out and give, more money this time. And Joe Bob, to his credit, had told the guys on Monster Vision, his old crew, he said, when they got canceled back in the day, he's like, if I ever get a show again, I'm going to bring it back and I'm going to hire you guys again. And he did just that. When he got the budget and we were able to choose where we were shooting, we went back down to Dallas and he hired a majority of the people who worked for him in the past. Nice. So the beauty of the whatever few shoots that we've done, I think we've done it 6 times now. It's a mixture of the old school and the new school. It's the new people who helped resurrect Joe Bob with The Last Drive-In, and the Monster Vision guys coming together. And it's been really, really cool. It's so it works. It totally works.
It really does. And it feels like home. It's so familiar. Anybody who loved Monster Vision or even Joe Bob's Drive-In, it fits right in there perfectly.
Total. And that's to the credit of not only Joe Bob, who's still got it after all these years, but Matt Mangiarides, Justin Martell, and Austin Jennings. The Matt Mangiarides and Justin are the producers, and Austin is obviously the director of every single episode we've done. Austin is like an encyclopedic mind on Joe Bob. He knows everything about every Monster Vision episode. It's insane. And he's the perfect person because him and Joe Bob now are simpatico. They basically just bring this show to life with the nostalgia, but also by pushing it forward. It's really a lovely thing to watch.
Oh, I bet. And like I said, you can tell that just through the production and how everything is directed and works well. And all of the interactions, all your guys' interactions are perfect.
The attention to detail. I mean, there's some callbacks to Monster Vision episode. Actually, also Crystal House, the editor, she made a callback to a thing that even Austin didn't know, something about prison nachos. And even Joe Bob was like, I didn't even remember that bit. And they did it. It was in one of the last things. So, of course, the editor, she's a great fan. She, for a while, was the archivist. Who had a lot of the old Monster Vision tapes, which I know that they're working on something big with the Monster Vision Masters. I don't know what, but something's being done. So there's a lot to look forward to as Joe Bob fans.
And I love it. And I actually wanted to ask too, because like you've been in there from the beginning. How did it all come back? How did it all get into even the 24-hour marathon? Just like
I know from what I've witnessed, I don't know the ins and outs, but I know basically Joe Bob has stated once Monster Vision was canceled, every single year, multiple people would come up to him and say, "We would love to resurrect the show." And Joe Bob was always game. I think he was off the air for what, 16 years?
Yeah, like 16 or 17 years.
So he said every single year, many people would come up to him and say they wanted to resurrect it. He would say yes, and then nothing would happen. Never nobody would follow up. And he said that the only person who ever actually followed up and made something happen was Matt Mangiarides, who came up to him. He said, "Would you like to do something again?" He said yes, and then he made it happen. So Joe Bob was waiting that whole time. So everybody who like tried and didn't do it, like, what happened, man? I mean, I'm glad that it's our version and that we're doing it because we're all fans. Besides just being on the show, we're all fans first and foremost. Everybody was fans of Joe Bob. So you could, and I think that the people who watch the show can understand that we're doing it out of love as well. It's not just a job for us.
Oh, 100%. I mean, like I said, that shines right through. And you guys do, you get like the perfect, details are perfect. And, Diana, Darcy, the mail girl.
Amazing.
She handles the social media.
She's like also an encyclopedic knowledge of not just Joe Bob. I think the story is that she went to see Joe Bob when he was John Bloom, and he had written a book about astrophysics or physics or something like that, and she showed up dressed in a mail girl outfit, and that's how they first met. Like, it wasn't even a Joe Bob thing. She was going to his book signing as just John Bloom, and it's amazing. And then she was the right person, hands down.
And the thing I love about it is too, is like, because no disrespect to all the wonderful male girls that have been on the show.
Oh, they were great too. Oh,
but Diana just keeps the family together. She really does online.
And she is, yes, exactly. The social media presence of Diana Darcy, she makes it happen. I mean, the reason why I think that the mutant fam and all that stuff came together is because she's like the ringleader and made it happen. And I mean, I swear, part of the best part of being on the show is when I actually get to sit down and watch the episodes and tweet along with everybody. That's what makes this show so great. So,
and you guys do. That's the best part, because I've been right there along with you tweeting during the shows, and you're there and you're very active. She's insanely active to the point where she gets kicked off.
Oh my God, yeah. And she had the biggest second account, but she does it. And honestly, every letter, every correspondence, and even if she doesn't get to it right away, she eventually figures, I missed this or that, and she's very attentive. And I think she's doing an amazing job. She's a great ringleader for this whole thing.
And she's kept, like, because I'm part of that mutantfam.com, and so I will be a part of the Friday Night Frights, and like they're doing marathons too while Joe Bob is off the air.
Oh, it's so cool! Yeah,
keep the family together, and it's the audience. I think this was the perfect time, and you guys were the perfect people to bring back Joe Bob.
Thank you. It's great, and I think what sets this show to me apart is the live. The fact that we watch it all together live. Netflix doesn't do that. Hulu doesn't do that. None of the other streaming services are doing that. Shudder is ahead of the game, and I think that it's going to start to turn that other streaming sites bring that aspect to it, because it's totally missing. It's like WrestleMania. You don't want to watch WrestleMania alone. You don't want to watch Joe Bob Briggs alone. Like, it's all about the community.
I mean, Joe, Monster Vision was that thing when you were that age back in the 90s when it was on, and you would go to school on Monday and be like, "Did you watch Monster Vision?"
Yeah, totally.
And you had something to talk about all week until the next Monster Vision. So like now, we're all online. We can all talk about it. The community is amazing. It really is.
And the idea, like, we're all obviously movie lovers, but the amount of movies that I've been exposed to now because of being online with everybody, my knowledge has like grown exponentially since I started with The Last Drive-In. I mean, movies like Trick or Treat that I never was able to see before because it was either like, not on DVD or just stuff like that. And these have become my favorite movies now. So I thank you to the Mutant family and to all the Last Drive-In people tweeting along and continue to give recommendations. I want to watch every single horror movie that's ever made. So keep recommending them. The most obscure, the more obscure, the better.
Check out a movie. I think it's only available on YouTube. Hack-O-Lantern.
Oh, I love Hack-O-Lantern.
Okay, cool. You've seen it.
Oh, yeah. There's a few like that. Rock and Roll Nightmare, Black Rose. They're right in that genre of like rock and roll horror ridiculousness, and I love them all.
All right. Well, I don't know if you've seen this. I'm going to pitch it to you. And if you haven't seen it, you need to check it out. It's called Rock and Roll Zombies.
That I haven't seen.
And it's about a rock and roll band that gets killed by Adolf Hitler, werewolf Ava Braun, and their brand new Nazi family. It's so weird and out there. And
when is that from?
It's 1986, I want to say.
Okay.
And the music, you're going to love it because of the music. Like, it's just utterly ridiculous, but it's a movie I have to watch at least once a year because it's so out there. I
feel like Austin mentioned Rock and Roll Zombies at some point, so I'm ready. You're the second. I'm seeking it out ASAP. I've been really watching a lot of shot on video horror movies. In fact, recently I got so into them that I bought a couple of shirts. Splatter Farm, man. Splatter Farm is like one of the movies where it blew my mind. I never saw things like it before, and I probably never will after. Video Violence is such a good movie, and they're shot on video. Like this genre, Tales from the Quad Dead Zone, Black Devil Doll from Hell. These movies are blowing my mind because there were people who had no resources really, but they had the passion to make a movie and they had concepts that they thought were good, and so they used the small amounts of resources around them, threw a little gore in, and all of a sudden you got this interesting, weird thing that's like a time capsule of that era. It's so good.
Yep. Well, it's funny you mention that because I just interviewed Tony Masiello. He's a horror distributor, but he only specializes in shot-on-video horror.
Cool.
So he goes out and he finds all these gems, and it's called sovhorror.com. And there's some weird stuff that is amazing. Like, I was just like, I didn't realize this could exist.
I want to shout out to Kyle Rappaport, who is probably one of the greatest Troma fans out there. He has made like 42 movies. The guy is amazing. Him and his partner. Damn, I don't want to disrespect him, but again, I'm foggy. But they've made like 42 movies. House of Rathiticus, Night of the Vampire. Seek these movies out. There's on his YouTube page is Movie Buff 1. And if you go back to the beginning, go back to the oldest and start to scroll down, you'll start to see stuff like Splatterhouse, Cannibal House. These movies are amazing. And what's weird is, like, I guess back then YouTube only let you upload like 15 minutes at a time or whatever. So they're broken up into 6 parts, but the gore scenes are amazing. I so highly recommend the most entertaining stuff. And another person through the Troma family who I'm a big fan of is Dwayne, the Whiplash Maniac, Dwayne Mendez. He made a movie called Blood Stab. He wrote his own damn script, and some guys from Troma who worked on Shakespeare Shitstorm helped him direct it, produce it, and this thing is awesome. It's so good. Blood Stab. Seek out Blood Stab.
Oh, I'm writing these down as I go. As you're telling me, I'm checking all of this out. That's Blood Stab. I love it.
Blood Stab, and he's making Blood Stab 2, More Blood, More Stab. So we have that to look forward to.
Yes. Yeah. I love that. Being into the music and supervising on the Last Drive-In, I've always wondered, because you write original content for the show, how much time do they give you between filming? Like, do they say, hey, listen, we're doing something on this, can you think of some ideas? Or
yeah, it depends. I mean, sometimes I guess the secret. I guess I could tell the secret now because it's in the past. But with the blood-sucking freak thing for Chris Jericho, which you mentioned, amazing opportunity for me, and it almost didn't happen because I wrote another song, and it was called the Cheap Ass Video Club, and it was based on what Jericho said he did with his friends that he would call cheap ass movies, cheap ass video club. They would get together. And I wrote it really complicated. Me and Austin wanted to do sort of like a musical number. And it turned out we didn't have enough time. So literally like 2 days or a day before we're leaving for to go shoot with, on this thing, Austin's like, we're not going to be able to do the song. I'm like, no, I don't want to lose my opportunity to do something with Chris Jericho, please. And he's like, all right. And he like talked to Joe. I'm like, if you could write like a punk rock song, very simple that Chris could sing, we'll do it. And I was like, I seriously was like flipping out. And I wrote it in my girlfriend's bathroom with her brother's acoustic guitar. And what was weird is I was like experimenting with tuning. I think it's open G tuning, it was whatever Keith Richards of Rolling Stone uses, and I was just playing, and it came to me in like a half hour, and I knew that it had to be sort of about blood sucking freaks, and that was something that I love because I'm a Troma guy, so I wrote it really fast. I recorded the scratch track, and about 5 hours later, I had it to Austin, and it got approved. So that was like a crunch time. But then there's other songs like this season. There's some songs I can't reveal what they're about, but I had a couple of months to think about them and know what, and I gestated with the ideas, and so I had some time. So it depends. I mean, it's like a day or a few months.
Well, but you know what? That's a testament to your musical genius to be able to pull that off in like 2 days. Like,
well, thank you. I was desperate. I really didn't want to lose that opportunity because he also, the dude, Chris Jericho, opened for Iron Maiden. Like that's so Iron Maiden is one of my favorite bands of all time. So just the fact that dude touched the stage that Iron Maiden touched, to me is like, I gotta work with him. I gotta, on top of everything else. I mean, the guy like has a huge career and he's beloved. So yeah, I'm glad that I got to do it. And he was so cool. The guy learned it in like 20 minutes. Seriously, he was like on set. He's like, oh yeah, I listened to your song once. It's really cool. And I was like, oh no, once. I was gonna know. He's like, I'll be back. He went away. I saw him pacing back and forth with like headphones on. He comes back. He's all right, good. And he did it. He like nailed it. And then it was amazing. The guy's and he was like so easy to get to work with. He was such a cool guy, so nice, always on, even behind the scenes. So, yeah,
that's it's oh my god, it's so fantastic to hear stories like that. And well, I mean, taking Uncle Boyd out of it and taking Chris Jericho out of it, because I imagine just performing with him alone is probably going to top your list. But like, who's one or two or three of your favorite guests?
Every single person that's been on the show has been an absolute pleasure, and I'm not even saying that because I have to pick up most of the guests. That's one of my duties, is like getting them from the airport, making sure that they settle into the hotel correctly, making sure that things are all right. Everyone has been a pleasure. Tom Savini was so cool. Adam Green, Ashley Lawrence from Hellraiser. I had a steak dinner with what's his name? Oh wait, can you edit this? Because I can't remember his name right now. I'm like blanking. What's his name? Oh man, I'm really losing it.
Which movie was you there for?
Hills Have Eyes.
Oh, Michael Berryman.
Okay, Michael Berryman. Sorry.
No,
he's such a nice guy, very intelligent, thoughtful. I mean, we talked about horror, but like in an intelligent way, and like the guy has an amazing life. He told some great stories, and the list goes on and on. Barbara Crampton, Tiffany Shepis, Q from the Impractical Jokers. I had actually known him before. He did an episode of Kabuki Man's Cocktail Corner.
Nice.
Yeah, and like all these people, I could name every single guest we've had, and they've all been nice, and they've all been just so easy to work with. Nobody gave a problem. It was amazing.
That's fantastic to hear.
Yeah, and I would talk trash if somebody really wronged me. I would talk trash, but no, it was so beautiful.
Well, you always have a place here to vent if somebody does that to you.
I have a couple of people I'd like to vent about, but let's give it 2 or 3 years.
Fair enough.
I'll come back, I promise.
Well, I got to ask you, being a movie fan, Especially, I'm sure there'll be some bias there because you're like, I want to write a song about that. But like, what are some movies and maybe some guest stars you'd love to see on the show?
I would honestly, and this isn't going to happen, I don't think, ever, but my ultimate Last Drive-In episode would be a double feature of Phantom of the Paradise and the Rocky Horror Picture Show. And the guest, I would want the guest to be Paul Williams. So that would be my ultimate Last Drive-In, because Paul Williams, I mentioned the Muppets earlier and how they inspired me to write the theme song. Every single song probably that I've ever written has been informed by Paul Williams' work on the Muppet movie, especially Moving Right Along. That song, the DNA of Moving Right Along is in every single song I've ever written. Like, for some reason, because I was a kid and it just hit me the right way. So that would be my ultimate episode.
That would be awesome.
Oh, it would be so sick, but it's never going to happen. But it would be amazing.
And it's only because Disney bought the rights to Rocky.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, well, they bought. I believe it was a Fox movie, wasn't it?
Oh,
so now they own it. So
the world, we're done. We're screwed.
No, because Joe Bob will keep us safe.
He will. Joe Bob will keep it. The drive-in will never die.
I'll tell you. It was a really good one, and it's a Shudder exclusive now. The Shed. If you haven't checked it out, definitely check it out. That's a fun one. It's a fun vampire movie. It's some dramatic turns to it, but like it ramps up at the end, and like it's just all gore.
Cool. That's in my queue. I'll watch that too.
And I just last week I interviewed the director, Frank Sabatella, and that guy, like, it was film school all over again.
Awesome.
That's how smart he was, and talking about how he shot and everything. I was just like, "Jesus, man, you're killing me." I was like,
great.
Great information.
I'm all the way in. A lot of the Shudder exclusives have been really cool. I mean, the one that they did over the Zoom was so surprisingly good that my girlfriend and I put it on kind of thinking like, all right, we'll turn it off in 5 minutes if it sucks. It was amazing. We both sat there like, I haven't seen anything that cool in a long time, man. It's a good shit.
They do. Shudder, you guys, and I love that they adopted and were like, get Joe Bob back. Do it. Yep. Get it back.
Great show. I mean, they're doing a lot of cool stuff. I hope that they continue to expand with the original series, not just the movies, because the series, I mean, Creep Show and The Last Drive-In and Curse Films, it's pretty good stuff.
Absolutely. I love it. And yeah, everything you guys are doing over at Troma, over at Last Drive-In, you guys are killing it, man. You really are. I love everything. And it just fills me with joy that stuff like this is back and here. Well, Troma never went anywhere. Troma's always been there. Uncle Lloyd
Troma's always been there. He calls Troma the herpes of the film industry. They'll never go away.
But you know what? That's my respect for him and his indie way of filmmaking. I don't care if you're not into his movies.
No, yeah, even if you're not into his movies, you have to respect the fact that Lloyd and Michael Hers have had a company that is almost 50 years old. They're still independent. They never truly sold out. I mean, they sold The Toxic Avenger to be a cartoon and things like that, but they always kept Troma going. And say what you will about working for free or this or that. For me, it was the best possible thing. I went to film school. I learned nothing compared to what I learned working for 3 years at Troma. Troma, working with, because I produced Shakespeare's Shitstorm with Troma, with Lloyd and Troma, that to me was the most invaluable experience. If anybody is out there who's near the East Coast and is interested in getting involved in film, I highly recommend volunteering at Troma. Edit, you'll learn how to do promotion. You'll get to meet a ton of people who are doing things that you're similarly wanting to do, which is making shorts, this and that. I mean, half the guys that worked on Shakespeare's Shitstorm formed a production company called Shithouse Productions. And now they're like on their third movie, like they're doing all this crazy stuff, and it's amazing. That's what Troma does, is it brings like-minded people together. And whether or not you believe that it's high art or whatever, it doesn't matter, because the people that are doing the thing are the people that will probably succeed. But if you're sitting back and judging, you're not going to get anywhere like that. You know, if like, oh, Troma sucks, this and that. No. Go work for 2 days on a Troma set and see how much work goes into it.
And it's so amazing that how he does it too, because he is loyal to a fault.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I remember just working with him, and it was in a capacity of not working for Troma, but working with him on projects he was doing down in Florida. And it was like real quick things, but like he remembered me when I came back to Jersey. Anytime I was at Troma Dance, or if I just showed up, he remembered me, embraced me. When I got into podcasting about 8 years ago or so, he came on. He did guest spots. He would do videos promoting the websites and stuff. Like, it's because he's just that loyal. Like, if you are there for him, and you do the work, he's going to teach you. He's going to be there to guide you along, and he's an invaluable asset to filmmaking that should, I hope, never goes away. And Troma is always there.
Lloyd is he is Uncle Lloyd. He's your uncle. He'll teach you the things. He'll tell you the things that you don't want to hear. But if you do what he says, he's usually right. He's usually right, and he's done it now. Well, he's been making movies personally for 50 years. I don't care who you are. You have not succeeded like Lloyd Kaufman has succeeded. If keep at it, maybe you'll get there, but you cannot take his legacy away, and you cannot take his work ethic away. Those are two things that he's got it. You can't take it away.
100% agree. And he's just truly amazing. Like you said, he's Uncle Lloyd. And his book, Make Your Own Damn Movie, is a book that whenever people are talking to me about film school and stuff, because you're right. Like, I learned by doing. Film school was fine. I met a lot of friends and stuff, and it was great, but it's a very expensive way to meet friends. Yeah. Whereas going out and doing it, I also met friends and I met networked and stuff, but like, I gained the experience. And whenever somebody's asking, like, should I go to film school? I was like, here, read these books. And Make Your Own Damn Movie is always one of the books I tell people to read.
Yeah, it's really, 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 in my experience, just get on a set. Mm-hmm. Don't know anything, but learn and listen and watch. That's the best way to do it. Not, sitting there and, I mean, sometimes sitting there is cool, but get on a set. Don't wait any longer. Or pick up your video camera and make a piece of shit and have it be horrible. And then you'll see when you show it to people, they reacted to this scene, right? They reacted. And that's what you continue to strive for, because you'll just keep getting better. There's no way that you're going to get worse unless you're, I don't know, unless you're on drugs or something. I don't know. But
it's very hard to not learn from your first experiences.
Exactly. That's what it's all about. And anybody out there who has the fear, don't let the fear dictate. I lived in fear for a few years, and then I started to do things that scared me, and it got me to work with people like Lloyd Kaufman, like Joe Bob, with eradicating the fear and the fear of asking or the fear of doing. Do it. Just get. Nike has that slogan for a reason. Just do it. God damn it! Don't wait any longer. And Joe Bob did that amazing speech last year, which really hit me too, because I felt that way for a long time. I wait. I know it's got to be perfect, and I got to wait until the script is right. I got to wait until I get the money. And no, do it. You can do so much with the laptop, and a couple of microphones, and a video camera. You can do so much.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? That's just fantastic advice. And with that, I know I'm taking up a lot of your Monday night, but
I'm here all night, baby. I got my Leghorn glass. I went antique shopping, and I have a little sip of whiskey in there, so I'm here all night. But with or without you,
dude, that is awesome. Of course, you have to go antiquing. You were in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. One thing I want to mention: these sheets behind me, those are my childhood sheets. I found them. And I guess there's like paint on them over here. I guess somebody painted on them. But this is what I used to sleep in as a little baby.
That's fantastic.
Little lions.
Oh, it is a lion. I thought it was a teddy bear for a second.
It's a lion, and there's a fly buzzing around, and sometimes it lands on his nose. And
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Foghorn Leghorn glass with some whiskey in it. Because Foghorn.
Arnold Schwarzenegger shirt from Rotten Cotton. And it says,
What is it from? Conan, or is that from?
No, that's from Total Recall when there's that brain.
Okay. For a second there, it looked like he had like a thing on his head, but that's awesome.
The thing, they're zapping him.
Dude, that is amazing. Well, let me all right. If I got you at least for a few more minutes, let me ask you.
Yeah, whatever, man.
It's Halloween season.
Sure.
You're a horror fan. What are your must-watches? Give me your top 5 must-watch during Halloween.
Oh, I mean, top 5 must-watch for a novice. Well, let's do it this way, is what I've been watching. I highly, highly, highly recommend for any fan who's a little bit intermediate, I guess, the Blind Dead series.
Okay.
Blind Dead series, The Tombs of the Blind Dead. Then there's Return of the Evil Dead. And there's different titles for it, but these are the titles. There's 4 of them. There's Night of the Seagulls and The Ghost Galleon, I think is how you say it. There's 4 zombie movies. They're from Portugal or Spain, I believe. And I still get DVDs from Netflix. I still get the service where I mail the DVDs in. And that's how I've been getting these obscure titles. They have a lot of Blue Underground and all kinds of stuff that's really obscure. But the Tombs of the Blind Dead series, these are some of the best zombie movies ever made. They're zombies who were the Knights of the Templar, and they like used to do human sacrifices, and then like they get they get killed by the village people, and then they're put underground or whatever, burn their eyes out, and they wake up in the 70s, and they're all like hooded with cloaks, skeletal faces, but they could ride horses. These are zombies that ride horses and wield swords. So anybody out there who has not seen any of the Tombs of the Blind Dead series, please do yourself a favor and watch them this Halloween season.
I am definitely doing that. 100%. I pulled it up.
It's so good. A Trick or Treat, that's one that, like, to me was really obscure, and I didn't get to watch it till about 6 years ago. That's one that I would highly recommend. It's not the Michael Dougherty one, which is really good too. But it's the one from 1986. Gene Simmons and Ozzy Osbourne are in it, and the kid from Family Ties.
Oh yeah, Skippy's running around.
Yes,
releasing demons and such.
Exactly. Music by Fastway, great soundtrack. Just like if you guys haven't seen that, that's another one. I guess yeah, like some of the shot on video stuff. Splatter Farm, I would highly recommend seeing that. What do I have on my queue coming up? I forgot what's number 1. I have something on the way. Here, actually, I can look right now. Did I disappear?
No, you're still here.
Oh, I'm still here. Let's see. Oh, Night of the Creeps. That's coming next.
Nice. That's when you guys got a show on the show.
Oh, I would love to show. I mean, Tom Atkins, man. Darcy is infatuated with him. So it would be amazing. Halloween 3, yeah. So those are some ones that I would highly recommend. I feel like there was a couple of others that I've been watching the Conjuring universe. If some people don't like those movies, but The Nun was amazing to me. I loved The Nun. I thought it was.
I like The Nun. I was bigger on The Conjuring. I like those.
The Annabelle movies were good. Yeah, well, like the La Lorna, the one that sort of came and went. Great, I loved it. I don't know why. Like, it's just you don't get a lot of horror movies that have that level of budget, and the actors are good to me. So I don't know, and I kind of like ghost stories, so they hit me.
Well, what's yeah, definitely. But like thinking about that, have you ever seen Sinister?
Oh yeah. I like both of them. I saw both. Yeah, great movies.
Those are solid ones. Yeah, because that was one I watched concurrently when Conjuring came out, and I watched it right after. And I was like, "Yeah, I'm never sleeping again."
Oh man, there's been some that have completely wrecked my life. I mean, I'm still affected by The Exorcist when I watched it in 4th grade. I still have times when I'm in the dark and I'm like, Linda Blair, she's dead. Or Cannibal Holocaust messed my mind up as far as like certain foods go because I ate fish sticks while I was watching it for the first time. Bad fucking idea.
Well, it's funny because Cannibal Holocaust for me was a movie. I didn't watch it. I watched the edited version of Last Drive-In, but only because I've seen it before. And I vowed when I saw it then, I was like, that's it for me. I was like, I remember it's burned in my head. I remember everything. I don't want to revisit it. But that was one of those ones that I had to, like, I didn't even find it. A buddy of mine found it. Like you had to ship to Japan to get it, and like meet somebody in Japan over the phone, and then like he got a copy for you and sent it to you, and you were just hoping maybe it would come, maybe it wouldn't come, but you sent money. And we were in high school, and he found it, and he ran to our friend's house where we all were, and he was like, "I got it!" And we're all huddled around the TV, putting it in the VCR, just like, "All right, we're gonna watch Cannibal Holocaust. This movie's been banned everywhere." Blah blah blah. And then by the end, we're like, we're never watching this again, but we're glad we did.
Yeah. Look, if you could stomach it, it's like Salo. It's like all those movies. It's like if you could watch it in a glass cage, that's another one that's like so hard to watch, but there's something that's redeemable about it because of the artistic merit.
And they give you great stories too. Like those are always ones that you find that were like, wow. I mean, I can't.
Yeah. You tell people like, when I was watching Serbian film, man, let me tell you all about that experience.
Oh man. Well, you got the show coming up on I think it's the 23rd, right?
Yeah, the 23rd. We got the Halloween Hideaway coming up.
Which is your second Halloween marathon, correct?
That's right. And hopefully it becomes an annual tradition. I'm more of a fan of doing the Halloween with the Last Drive-In than I like Christmas. I think it's great, but I think there's something about Halloween that the Last Drive-In just it needs to be there. It's almost like a fix,
Yeah, I think the fans definitely called for that too, because when it came to Thanksgiving, and we loved it. Don't get me wrong, we were all right there with you. We were like, come on. You got to do Joe Bob. You got to do Halloween.
Halloween. Thanksgiving, that was a rough one for me because I was like I stayed up to the very end, and I'm on East Coast time, so I was literally like 6:30 in the morning, like
yeah.
But I made it to the end.
Blood Rage. I could not stay for Blood Rage. It's Thanksgiving.
I even like Dead or Alive. Yeah, it was amazing.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
I loved it though. But I going through. So you have the second annual Halloween marathon. It's 2 movies, right?
Yeah.
Am I allowed to ask that? Okay.
Yeah, it'll be a double feature.
Okay, cool. I mean, I know you can't tell us anything.
No,
and I'm not going to ask. But how excited? Like, where's your excitement level for this?
All the way up. 10. 10. To me, they're always 10. I mean, even when Joe Bob and Austin and everybody throws you a curveball, don't tell me you don't like it. You like the curveballs too. Come on.
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
Part of the experience. I remember people were complaining that they showed Society. Why Society? Just because it's a slow burn. It has one of the greatest gore effects sequences of all time. And to the people who haven't seen it, I know it blew their mind. It blew my mind the first time I saw it. So when they throw curveballs, it's like just accept it, let it go, and get online and complain about it, but just watch it, chill.
Yeah, I don't get that because you want to show off the wall stuff. Like I see a lot of people requesting, like, "Oh, I wish I'd play this," and then I'm like, "It was on Monster Vision years ago, and it doesn't really fit the mold."
You can't redo. I mean, there's some of the, and hopefully, sooner or later, those Monster Vision clips will come back, and you'll be able to sort of like watch them. I know that they're working on getting the Joe Bob only clips independent of the movie. Some of the licensing goes away, but they're working on getting those on Shudder. You just get the segments so that you can actually watch the movie, on say your TV or whatever, and then watch Joe Bob segment on your laptop. That'll be really cool. So hopefully they eventually get to do that with Monster Vision too.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
So awesome. Right now I'm like on the YouTube, and my biggest thing was the whole Friday the 13th marathon he did for Halloween years ago. I actually was at work for like 12 hours one night. Like it was an overnight shift years ago. And I was like, all right, I'm actually going to start and stop this on YouTube with 2 screens. And I'm like, I'm going to watch the movies and start and stop this as it goes. And I tried. I made it.
That's so cool.
It was a tough one, but I did make it. I was because I checked the times. Like people have all this information out there about everything.
Yeah. You could. I mean, you can find them pretty much anything on the internet right this second.
Absolutely. And I just I love it. I love what you guys are doing. Like it just brings joy to my heart especially being able to introduce my kids to it. Like, granted, they can't watch everything.
Not everything, but there's some stuff that you can. Yeah,
yeah.
Cool.
And you know, and even then, like, you know, an 8-year-old, it's like, all right, I was watching Exorcist when I was your age. You're good,
dude. So yeah, the kids can handle it. Sometimes people think the kids can't. They can handle it.
Well, like, definitely Society, I'm not showing it.
Oh God. Don't show them Society. I wouldn't show them, like, I don't know, Deadbeat at Dawn or something with all that violence. But Dead Heat, why not? Show them Dead Heat.
Absolutely. Oh man, I can't even believe you guys got that one. That was a great one.
Yeah,
we're so excited. But you know, John, thank you so much. Like, I know, I don't want to. Again, it's Monday night. I don't want to keep you from here.
Oh, don't worry, man. But I'm ready to go anytime you're ready to go. But I'm also ready to stay. Anything you want, I'm here for you.
Anytime, man. We're always doing shows on here, and you are so much fun to talk to. Not just here, but like on Twitter, you're so involved, and you get, I'm talking to you there. Yeah, please, man. Anytime you have an open invitation to come on any of our shows or anything, and promote your music, anything, really.
Cool. Thanks, man. Yeah, that's really all that's coming up right now. Is Joe Bob's Halloween Hideaway. So look out for that. And then check out ShakespeareShitstorm.com, and you'll find out where that's screening. We just had our Fantasia Film Festival premiere, so that's going good. People love it. We overwhelmingly positive reviews, and honestly, it's one of Lloyd's best. So keep an eye out for that. You want to see this one. Absolutely. I cannot wait. Because I remember you talking about it a couple months ago, and you had mentioned you were doing a reading for it, and I am in. Yeah. Definitely. So I guess to leave us off, I don't know a lot of people out there. There's a song that I did 2 years ago to this day, and I would love to sing it to you. Seek it out. It's a short one. All right, you ready for this? Yeah. Oh yeah. 2 years ago to the day, and go look it up online. It's called "The Lizard Took a Shit. It Smells Like Human Shit." The lizard took a shit. It smells like human shit, baby, hell yeah. The lizard took a shit, and it smelled like human shit. It fucking smelled like human shit. It fucking smelled like human shit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The lizard took a shit, and it smelled like human shit, yeah. Yes! 2-year anniversary, baby. That is amazing. I love it. Thank you so much for that. Oh my God. You don't know how much you made my 2020. This year sucked, but I was like, that's amazing. You got the Took a Shit annual reunion. I love that. Yes. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate you coming on the show. You are amazing. Such a talented guy. Love all your music. Dress up like a frog some more on the show. Definitely. Oh, I will. Absolutely had to mention that. But yes, John, thank you so much, man. And everybody watching, this has been amazing for me. And Mr. John Brennan, make sure you're going out, getting his albums. Fantastic. Band Techno on all social media. Bandtechno.com, Twitter, Instagram, Band Techno. Nice. And we were going to put that all in the description below so you can check it out and Ship to Shore. Sure, Photoco. They're the ones who release my records. Sweet. Yes, I definitely will. Thank you again so much, sir. I really appreciate this. This was amazing. Awesome. Thanks, man. All right. You have a great night. And everybody, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.